Alright, let me tell you a crazy story about the movie Boot Camp from 2008. Spoiler alert, by the way. So picture this. In the beginning, two mysterious guys in black suits snatch a dude named Danny from his room. Danny's all confused because his parents are just standing there, not doing anything. Turns out, they think they're helping him. Now, let's jump to another character, Sophie. She's at a store, returning a scratched-up disc tape. But here's the twist. Turns out the guy at the store is actually her boyfriend, and she was just messing with him. Classic Sophie. She invites him to a party later. Next up, Sophie's mom and stepdad are throwing a fancy party. Sophie bursts in and embarrasses her stepdad by bringing up her strikes and accusing him of raiding her room for drugs. Drama alert. Later, at the party, Sophie and her boyfriend Ben sneak upstairs, totally ignoring a sign that says not to. They light up a joint, and then Sophie drops a bomb. She asks Ben to marry her so they can escape their parents. Ben's just laughing it off because, hey, they're not even 18 yet. And here's where it gets wild. Out of nowhere, two guys show up, claiming they have permission to take Sophie. They grab her, inject her, and off they go. Ben rushes to Sophie's house the next day, demanding to know where they took her. But Sophie's stepdad says she's gone because she messed up their family by hitting herself. Crazy, right? Now cut to the next morning. Sophie's waking up on a boat, and guess who's there? Danny, the guy from the start, and two guards. What's going on here? We're about to find out. So, Sophie's wondering where they're being taken, and Danny spills the beans. It's Fiji. The boat takes them to an island, and they find an entrance to a specific spot. Logan, the head of security, greets them, slaps sensors on their ankles, and lays down the rules. No walls, but if they step out, those ankle sensors will rat them out. And swimming away? Forget it, thanks to the undertow. They hand over their stuff and get chained to the shore. Logan says it's a lesson in strength. Night falls, and they shiver in the cold while the ocean plays tag with them. Morning comes, and Logan's crew sets them free. Dr. Arthur Hale, the boot camp owner, shows up and welcomes them. Jack loses his cool, but Dr. Hale shuts him down, saying no curses allowed. Sophie calls out the rough welcome, and Dr. Hale fires back, saying they've chained their parents all their lives. Jack tries to attack Dr. Hale, but Logan takes him down. Jack's hauled away in pain, and Dr. Hale gives Sophie and Danny a tour, saying the program needs dedication and hard work. They meet Helen, a boot camp senior, who explains the shirt levels, black to yellow to white, and she's headed home in 2 months. Trina, still in black, shows Sophie her bed space. Helen introduces Sophie to Miss Hale, Dr. Hale's sister, warning her about a body search for drugs. Meanwhile, Sophie's boyfriend Ben talks to Sophie's mom, who says the Serenity boot camp in the South Pacific will make Sophie better. Curious, Ben goes all out on research. As time rolls on, Sophie and Trina tackle their daily program, adapting to the camp's quirks. Afterwards, Trina found herself surrounded by other kids. Dr. Hale, the camp leader, attached a small microphone to her shirt. Trina, feeling nervous, expressed her reluctance to participate. Dr. Hale, determined, urged the other kids to support her. He questioned Trina about why she was there, but a visibly scared Trina admitted she didn't know. The session aimed to make teenagers open up about their troubled pasts. Logan, one of the campmates, selected 4 individuals, including Helen, to confront Trina. They accused her of being a slut until she broke down in tears and confessed. Trina revealed that she rebelled against her parents' religion and engaged in relationships to spite them. After her emotional confession, Trina fell to her knees, apologized, and wept. The others comforted her, except for Sophie, who struggled to hold back tears. Later that night, Sophie witnessed Trina praying. Meanwhile, Ben, another camper, obtained chemical substances from someone and injected himself with a syringe in his room in front of his mom. During dinner at the camp, Trina stole a piece of chicken, a rare treat. She hid to eat it, but Logan caught her. He offered to promote her or let her remain in her current status if she agreed to his inappropriate demands. Trina reluctantly complied. As a storm hit the camp, tents started falling apart, prompting everyone to run for safety. The next morning, Helen assigned Trina to lead the girls in rebuilding the tents. Sophie questioned why the boys weren't doing the hard labor, but Trina snapped at her. When Sophie fell in the mud, Trina ordered the other girls to beat her up, and they followed through. Dr. Hale watched the brutality on CCTV and admired Trina's toughness. Meanwhile, Sophie's boyfriend Ben informed the doctor about Sophie's condition. Dr. Hale, confident in his judgment, listed facts about Sophie, claiming her mother hated her. Sophie denied it. Later, a senior took Ben to his bed space, where Jack insulted him with harsh words. Ben questions Jack, seeking information about the camp's operations. Jack agrees to share insights, and soon after, Ben enters the dining area and sits at Sophie's table. Sophie, noticing him, leaves for privacy, and Ben follows. She questions his presence, and Ben explains his troubled actions, such as faking drug use to deceive his parents. Ben vows to rescue Sophie and discreetly hides a fork in his pocket. The next morning, Logan makes the boys run around the island. They end up at the ocean shore, where Sophie, Danny, and Jack were once chained. Logan instructs them to swim, exposing Danny's struggle. They regroup on the island. Dr. Hale promotes Trina, giving her a yellow shirt. Later, Ben attempts to unlock his ankle sensor, but a guard interrupts, instructing him to stop. At night, everyone gathers in the arena where Trina faced torment. This time, Sophie becomes the target. Refusing to cooperate, she faces taunts and physical confrontation. Logan enlists Helen and Trina to push her around until Sophie reaches her breaking point, yelling at them to stop. A flashback reveals Sophie falsely accusing Carl of inappropriate behavior, later apologizing for the lie. That night, Sophie witnesses Trina entering a room with Logan. Ben covers her mouth, revealing an escape plan. Sophie, unsure, suggests the camp may be the right place due to her lies leading them there. The next day, both boys and girls assemble for Nick's departure, set to attend a conference in Los Angeles with Dr. Hale. After the assembly, Sophie suggests escaping when Hale is away. The following day, Ben successfully picks the sensor lock in the toilet. Dr. Hale leaves for Los Angeles, and Ben informs Sophie of their escape plan. That night, Ben frees Sophie, retrieves their belongings from the CCTV room, and sneaks to the shore. They untie a boat, push it into the ocean, and make their daring escape. Sophie questioned Ben about their destination, and he explained they were heading to the main island for a resort. However, trouble struck when the boat broke down far from the base camp, leaving them at the mercy of the ocean. Miraculously, the breakdown happened near the resort Ben had mentioned earlier. Upon arrival, it became clear that Ben had prepared for such a situation. He had pre-booked a room and stashed an envelope with money for their return flight the next day. Displaying his passport to the receptionist, Ben and Sophie headed to their room, relieved that they had managed to escape. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Dr. Hale conducted a seminar for the parents of troubled kids in his camp. He assured them that the program was crafted to secure a positive future for their children. Back to Sophie and Ben, as they settled into their hotel room, unexpected danger loomed. Logan and some accomplices burst in, ruthlessly attacking Ben. Subsequently, Sophie and Ben found themselves forcibly returned to the camp. In retribution for their escape, Dr. Hale subjected them to public punishment, placing them in the pit in front of all the other kids. In the aftermath of the escape, a serious issue arises. Those under the age of 18 will suffer for 3 months, losing their breakfasts and breaks because of Ben and Sophie's selfish actions. The consequences are harsh, and it's time for the truth to unfold. Shortly thereafter, we find ourselves in a pivotal moment with Danny. Despite facing relentless punishment with canes, he stands strong and refuses to admit to plotting harm against his parents. Meanwhile, Ben and Sophie endure days in a pit, battling varying weather conditions from rain to bright sunny days. After 2 weeks, their cages flood due to heavy rain, and they are finally released. Ben is summoned before Hale, who reveals the gravity of his actions, almost jeopardizing Sophie's rehabilitation and risking her life in the ocean. To ensure Ben doesn't disrupt Hale's plans, he is given a chance to go home in a couple of days. The warning is clear. Any disobedience will make Sophie's life even more challenging. Faced with this ultimatum, Ben decides to distance himself from Sophie, revealing that he'll be sent home soon. That night, a revelation unfolds as Trina confesses to Sophie about Logan's deceit. Logan promised to expedite Trina's release, but in return, he subjected her to harm. The next day at the shore, Logan, the culprit behind Trina's predicament, orders the boys to swim into the ocean. However, today's challenge is tougher with larger waves. Danny, who can't swim, struggles in the water. Desperately trying to reach out to Ben, he begins to drown, but the roaring waves drown out his cries. All the boys exit the ocean except for Danny, and when Logan discovers the situation, he forces Danny to persist. Ben attempts to rescue Danny, but Logan, the villain in this story, prevents him from doing so. A massive wave knocks Danny off the pillar, and he's trapped underwater. Ben, seeing this, jumps into the ocean but is too late. Despite Ben and Logan trying CPR, Danny doesn't make it. Ben blames Logan for Danny's death, but Logan tries to silence him, creating a false story about Danny attempting to escape. He calls a guard who takes Danny's lifeless body to a camp room. When Dr. Hale learns about Danny, he's upset as an investigation looms. Despite Logan's objections, Hale suspends him. Later, Miss Hale tells Dr. Hale he went too far, but he responds by slapping her. That evening, guards carry Danny away, and Hale talks to a local policeman. Dr. Hale gathers everyone at the confession arena, declaring the island's law applies to all. It's time for Logan to face consequences. Initially scared, the teens find courage when Jack demands Logan confess. Trina exposes Logan's deceit about promising the yellow shirt to other girls. More girls ask the same, and tension rises. Sophie questions if physical assault was part of the deal and reveals Logan hurt Trina. Sophie urges them to stop, but Dr. Hale insists they belong in the camp because their parents want it. Ben reveals his research on Dr. Hale's questionable past, condemning Hale's methods. He warns that Danny's death will be in vain if they don't stop. Seeing the rebellion, Hale flees and teens start destroying camp tents. Ben urges all the teens to join forces and take on the system together. They grab supplies from the kitchen and set the whole place on fire. As Dr. Hale desperately calls for backup, his sister questions his actions. Meanwhile, some teens toss trash cans at Logan as he tries to leave in his truck. The truck crashes into a burning house, trapping Logan. Before he can escape, the truck explodes. Later, Ben, Sophie, and Jack enter Dr. Hale's house. Dr. Hale, armed with a gun, tries to shoot Ben, but Jack intervenes. When Dr. Hale regains the gun and attempts to pull the trigger, it's revealed the gun isn't loaded. Miss Hale had removed the bullets earlier, insisting that it must end one way or another. In the final act, all the teens unite once again, throwing Dr. Hale into the same pit he had condemned Ben and Sophie to. After leaving Dr. Hale for the police to handle, images unfold of the teenagers celebrating their newfound freedom and enjoying the ocean. Thanks for your time.